Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial series on tessellations. This is part one of this series. So in this first video, I would like to discuss the making of a hexagonal-based tessellation. We will also discuss how to make this pattern response to an attractor point. And the goal of this kind of series of tutorials is to have you learn how to design your own tessellations and add it to the desired surfaces in your own design. For tools, we'll be using Rhino, Grasshopper, and Lunchbox plugin for Rhino. So we will use the hexagonal component in Lunchbox. So if we go to Lunchbox and click here on the hexagonal component and have the hexagonal component here in our viewport. And then we need to assign a surface to the component. So we will click here and we assign this surface. And let's kind of zoom in a little bit. Okay. We can manipulate the parameter within this component. So I will start by creating a slider. I will copy that and make another slider. Maybe I will adjust that a bit like that. Maybe 9 will be okay on this side. And let's adjust the T parameter. So if we create a slider with 0.5 and connect the slider here, and you'll see we'll be able to change the shape of these cells. 0.3 looks okay to me. You can keep changing that, but for now I will work with 0.3. So you see the hexagonal component have two kind of different outputs, the cells and the centers. So if we use the scale components, I'll double click on the canvas and type scale and connect that here and use the centers from the same hexagonal component. Connect that here. You see we have kind of a scaled version of these cells. We zoom in like that, and we can change the scale of these new units however we want. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to add a factor. This seems okay. So going from 1 to 0. And if I hide the result in here, okay, and keep that over here, and I will create another kind of curve component just to explain the data I have. And if I just loft these two results together, move this together here, and if I loft this to this, you see it's kind of not what I'm expecting. Okay, and I will use the graphed data and the graphed data again here, and let's try to loft our two cells, and this will kind of give us the result. This is basically telling Grasshopper that you're trying to loft a single polyline with a single polyline from the other one, and it will make it easier for Grasshopper to do the job for you. So what else we can do with this code? Let's look at the result in the perspective kind of viewport, and let me hide my result here. And this is kind of a flat. We can change the location of this inner component that we actually scaled down. All right, let me try to do that now. So I will type move, and I will connect this. And move component also requires direction. So I'll try to set the direction in Rhino, maybe in this way. Okay, and now I will use this new kind of shifted units to create my new cells. All right. And you see we kind of getting this nice tessellated surface if we bake the result. And let us move this surface over here. Okay, zoom in and try to examine the result of what we created. So you see we have this result over here. Okay, so this sums up our part 1 of this series, and in the next tutorial I'll be talking about how to create an attractor point to control the size of these cells dynamically and create kind of a gradient effect on this pattern. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.